What's good, people? It's Dan with the Corporate Thief Beats, and you're checking out a new video that I've got up today. And if you can see the screen before you, you can see it's an article on my site, and it's entitled, "Where Can You Download Free Beats Online?" Now, this is just a guide that I put up there, just so hip-hop artists can find sites that give out some free beats. It seems like it's a common question that comes through the keywords that I see in my website, so I decided that I'd make a video plus I'd make an article, and in the hope that you guys would find my site. But if not, here are some other sites that you can download some free beats on. So when most hip-hop artists start rapping online, the main reason they want to start with free beats is because they don't want to spend a ton of money on instrumentals that they don't end up using. And I think it's a great idea to download some free beats and to test if you can actually write a good song to a beat before you invest in it. Because it's not just about maybe the beat is wicked, but maybe you won't actually make a great song to that beat. Maybe the beat isn't that great, but you just stand out like a sore thumb. You just stand out, and you sound amazing on the beat. So that's why you should always trial some beats before you actually purchase them. If you go to the Corporate Thief Beats on YouTube, you'll notice that all of our YouTube videos now are like 10 and 15 minutes long, and it's because I've started to loop the beats. And I got this idea from a hip-hop artist that visited my site one time. He said that my one gripe is that I have to keep pressing the replay button on YouTube to freestyle over your beats. And I was like, whoa, he just gave me an idea there. I started to loop my beats so that anyone that came and probably was practicing on YouTube, I gave them the opportunity to keep practicing and stay longer on my video. Obviously, monetization reasons, but more to get them interested in my music, basically. And so that just gives people an inkling on how to why they should try freestyling, and just making sure that they're actually writing a good song before they invest in some music. Because if you're buying like 10, 20 beats and you're spending $200-300 on a bunch of beats, it's about time that you actually make sure that, wait a minute, these songs are actually going to recoup my investment. These songs are actually going to help me grow a fan base, and these songs actually give me my sound, or they're helping me develop my sound, or they're helping me put out content out there, which is like mixtapes and album singles, whatever, or music videos as well. So it just should be helping you get started in the first place. So I put together this list. Some of the sites that in this list include AirBit.com, SoundClick, SoundCloud, BeatStars, AudioMack, GotInstrumentals.com, DatPiff, and Beat Brokers. There's some of the main kind of websites, and you'll also find, if you Google produced by certain beat maker, you'll find their website as well, where more than likely they're giving away some free beats in exchange for an email or a social subscribe or follow of some nature. Shameless plug, at the Corporate Thief Beats, if you sign up to the Corporate Thief Beats, you'll get 5 free beats. I think I've actually increased it now. I think I've actually put more beats in there, so there might be like 8 or 9 different beats in there at the moment, because I've been getting good feedback from the beats that I actually put into the free beat starter beat pack. And a lot of people have been picking up the leases of the beat pack after that, so which is pretty cool. So if you just go to thecorporatebeats.com, usually a link under the description, you'll find where you can get our free beats. And not to be biased anyway, I'm just going to show some other sites as well, where else. And it depends on what kind of artist you are. Are you a trap rapper? Are you a pop rapper? Are you an old school kind of rapper? You can only answer those questions. If you're still unsure, maybe just try out some different things. A lot of the time I tell when up and coming rappers to try freestyle to like boom bap beats or like old school beats because or freestyle beats because they're really easy beats to kind of start you rapping, to help you develop your flow. And if you look at anyone that's kind of beat battling or anything like that, or anyone that's kind of like on these kind of shows like Sway in the morning, they're all rapping over very simplistic boom bap beats and freestyle beats. And they don't have to be like really old school beats. They can be modern freestyle beats as well. You can find beats that are out today that still have a kind of a freestyle feel to them and that they don't sound like a trap beat or anything like that. So let us just take a look at some stuff, all right? Okay, some things I want to talk about first. I just noticed here in the article, 99% of the time, free beats don't mean free beats. A lot of the time, free beats means auditional purposes. So it means if you download the beats, you don't get any rights to them. So it varies from producer to producer. Not every producer is going to be the same. If you download the few beats that I offer on my site, you do get a PDF lease for a basic lease and an MP3 license. Obviously, it's not much, but it gives you a start. And it gives you an introduction to the corporate beats. And plus, I'm putting out my best content when I'm giving those free beats away. But 99% of the producers out there, they will have tags on them and you don't have any commercial rights. So that means you can't sell the beats or sell the music that you write with it. You can't sell the songs, you can't upload it or anything like that. So it depends on producer to producer. Some producers will give you those rights and some won't, all right? So sometimes when there's a tag on a song as well, it can be too hard to write a song to it. But don't release a song with a tag on it. It's just really unprofessional and it doesn't sound good, all right? It doesn't matter if you're just passing it around to friends or something like that, that's fine. But don't release a song on iTunes with a producer's tag every 3 or 4 minutes in it, or 2 or 3 minutes in it, whatever. I understand that in the need to find your sound and the way that you find your ability to rap, but don't release it for commercial release with tags on it. It just sounds stupid. Okay, the benefits of downloading free beats are simple. The purpose of downloading free beats online is so that you don't have to take any financial risk in beats that you have no interest in or you don't sound good on. If you go to my site or any other of these sites that I mentioned in a few minutes and you purchase beats, let's say if you spend $400 on beats and you've got about 20 beats and you end up using 5. Well, that's just a waste of money. It's a waste of resources that you could have. If you just downloaded a bunch of free beats and cherry picked which ones that you've had or which producers you feel suit your sound and or which songs that you've made with them are actually good songs. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the time you might have made, like, maybe you could have made songs to all 20 beats, but which songs are the best that you should be releasing is another question. Plus, another thing is, well, you're not going to have the best experience with every producer out there. Some producers are great in the studio and stuff like that, but they're not really good business people, or they're not really good communicators. Some of them are kind of are people that are just reclusive and they don't like being chatting with people, and they're just like, yes, here's your beat, and they're not really, maybe you don't want a relationship with those producers, so it's up to you. But that's the benefits of free beats. It gives you that initial kind of judgment on whether it was worth your full investment. So if you've got a fan base already and you know they would like 10 of those songs of the 20 beats that you've written, boom, you've kind of hit the nail on the head. You know which ones to invest in, and the money that's left over is invested in your promotion of the album, so that you're getting yourself on playlists, you're getting yourself in music videos, you're promoting the music video, you're promoting the Facebook page, you're promoting on Facebook with Facebook ads, you're building your email list, you're doing all that marketing stuff with the money that's left over. So it's not a good idea to just buy a whole bunch of random beats for a lot of money that you don't need. That's the base. That's why people download free beats. Okay. So one of the first sites I'm looking at is AirBit.com. AirBit.com is the beat player that I use, and it has some of the best music producers online. And I know I shouldn't be saying this because a lot of people are going like, well, you're a beat maker. Why are you promoting AirBit? I'm just telling everyone that this is a great site for independent rappers to download beats from, because there's such good music producers on here. There's guys like Tone Jones, and there's guys like who else? Insane Beats. I'm not sure if Curtis King is on there anymore. I think he was on there. I'm not sure who else is on there. I'm just kind of just drawing a blank. My mind's gone blank at the minute. Dope Boys Music is on there. There's some really good music producers on here, and you're gonna find thousands of beat makers that have beats in exchange for an email or something like that, or a social subscribe. More often than not, a lot of the music producers seem to neglect the email list, and they want you to subscribe to their YouTube channel, because a lot of music producers are making bank on YouTube. And that's just so you might have to subscribe by email, you might have to subscribe by their Twitter or Facebook profile or their YouTube channel. I think the latter is the most, and sometimes very rare, but sometimes they just have straight up, you can download a free beat and they don't expect anything, but they will be tags on these beats. Majority of the producers on here will not give you lease rights with it. I'd say out of all of the producers on here, about 90% will not give you any rights with it. Maybe 10% will give you some basic lease rights with it. And more often than not, you'll just get the MP3. You'll never get the WAV or anything like that for free on airbit.com. And that's fine, I think that's fair. But it's I've uploaded, if you guys are watching the video, I've uploaded the free beats terms and agreement that comes with AirBit, which is pretty cool for you guys to look over, so you kind of have an idea of what you're getting when you download a free beat from beatmakers on AirBit. And if you want to download free beats from AirBit, there's usually like a little green icon. It's like a download icon right next to the producer's beat. And there's a link under the description where you can get the link to AirBit as well. So that's pretty cool. It's the main music producer player that I use on my site, and you can download free beats from my site. The free beats that I offer on the home page, where you probably see the slider that drops down, they have commercial rights with. The other ones within the beat player do not have commercial rights. They're just tag beats, just so you guys can audition the beats in the first place. So it's always good, and reach out to music producers. I always tell everyone, reach out to a music producer, because you never know. Some of them might see that you actually have some clout, and they'll go, just look, I'm going to send you the beat, and here's a proper license to it. Just make sure that you mention me wherever you drop the beat, and that's pretty cool as well. You'd be amazed what kind of deals or what kind of things you can strike up when you have a relationship with a music producer. One of the biggest sites online, and surprisingly enough, it's still one of the biggest sites. For a long time, this site here, SoundClick, really did not update its site. It was still stuck in literally the early 2000s. But right now, they've made a really nice, pretty site, and I can't believe that they've actually done it, because it's taken forever. And and it's a bit of a shame because this site was like one of the leading sites online for hip hop artists to go to and to purchase beats and find beats online. SoundClick has been around for a long time. It caters to like tons of different genres like trap, hip hop, instrumentals, dirty south, all those kind of genres, and plus it caters to other musicians as well, like country music and EDM, etc., like that, and pop music and stuff like that as well. Now, I don't use SoundClick anymore. I've stuck up some beats on there, but I don't really use it anymore. But still, tons of artists go to SoundClick, and tons of music producers around there showcasing their beats, and you can usually find their chart system, which kind of has like for each genre they have a really popular chart system. So let's say hip hop might have its own, hip hop instrumentals might have its own charts, trap beats might have its own charts, type beats might have its own charts. All of those will have their own charts, and plus you'll probably see a little download icon. Now, some of the music producers on here might let you, more often that's the ones that are promoting their music, will let you download it for free without any email opt-in or anything like that. I don't think SoundClick allows that anymore. I'm not sure if they do. I think they've always had incentivized downloads. Some music producers will have a 99-cent download incentive for tagged beats, and that's just the way the system rolls on SoundClick. It's a different medium compared to what independent music producers are doing. There's very few will actually sell tag beats, but on SoundClick it seems like it's the norm. What I've seen from the update of the site. But the best thing about downloading free beats on SoundClick is that there's a chart system, so you can find all the best producers in a specific genre. So if you like symphony beats, or if you like trap beats, or if you like dubstep beats, boom, you're going to get like a list of 50 producers, and boom, you can get like the best producers in, or the most popular beats at that time. So you're kind of getting a filtering service at the same time. Okay. I have a little spiel here on how to download beats on here. If you scroll to the Beats and Instrumentals tab on the home page, use the subgenre to navigate to the instrumental you want. Located near the player, there's a download icon which will allow you to download the beat without having to subscribe to any email lists. It might be a good idea to relabel the instrumental with the name of the producer and the contact info, so that in the later on, if you want to purchase that beat, boom, you've got the idea of where it came from. That's actually a really good tip that I can't believe I forgot, and I'm delighted that I wrote it down in this article, because you don't want to download like 20 beats and it's just mislabeled by the producer, and it's like beat 21 and you've no idea. They've no meta info in there at all, which is insane in 2019, but still some people do it. So it's up to you to put that label on that free beat that you downloaded. That's a really good tip. Boom. How to download free beats on BeatStars.com. Now, BeatStars is probably between AirBit and BeatStars and SoundClick. I think BeatStars is one of the most popular ones with music producers. And the reason why is because they tend to incorporate a lot of stuff for artists on the site for free. So they have like these little competitions and things like that, which draws hip-hop artists, and a lot of producers can plug their beats then on there. A lot of the music producers on here are really popular online. People like Freak Van Workum and Dayweeds and Van's Beats. I'm not sure if he's called, oh no, they're called the Crates at the moment actually. So I've always remembered them as the Van's Beats. They also have some industry producers on there, and it's just one of the most established sites online. Again, DJ Pay One is on there as well, and I'm not sure if Curtis King has moved to this site or something like that. He's one of the biggest music producers on YouTube at the moment, and I think he's on there as well. I'm not sure. But a lot of music producers use BeatStars. It's because it kind of gives you the whole encompassing website. That's why the music producers use it. They also have their own kind of chart system as well. But they do a lot of incentivized things for artists, which really, like, they help like promote artists, and they help like artists collaborate with music producers and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. They kind of really have a community on there, which is pretty cool. Now, to download free beats on BeatStars, go to the main genre page. You use the search window at the very top navigation part, and you type in popular tags. So if you want a trap beat, you want a Drake type beat, you want a Future type beat, you want a Migos type beat, boom, you're going to get the beats that you want. Plus, you're going to see the chart system at that time as well. So they might have different chart systems compared to SoundClick, which are very genre based. Most of them on BeatStars are more of most downloads, most beats sold, things like that are on BeatStars. So there's a little download icon on the sidebar. Sometimes you might have to find incentivized. Yeah, it's more incentivized on BeatStars than it is on SoundClick. So you might have to download via a YouTube subscribe. You might have to download via a social follow, or more often than not, you might have to download through an email. I think a lot of the promoted, if you look at the top of the charts, a lot of those songs are promoted. They usually don't even bother with incentivized downloads. I didn't see any freebie PDF download sheet, so I'm not sure if they have, because I don't use BeatStars. I'm not sure, but correct me if I'm wrong. If they do have like a freebie policy, please leave it in the comments and I will post it, and maybe I'll have a look at it later and see it. I just didn't know that there a minute ago. So if you're downloading beats from SoundClick or SoundCloud, now I think SoundCloud has been one of the sites that's on the decline. I know there's the term the SoundCloud rapper, but I just don't feel that SoundCloud has done enough with what they have. Like, for a platform they have, they kind of just plateaued. There's just nothing to SoundCloud anymore, and they've got caught up in the whole algorithm stuff as well, which is, it's just disappointing, because SoundCloud was like one of the big audio sharing websites online, and now I think there's better sites that have cropped up, like AudioMack and beatlab.com are much better sites, and they're sites that basically what SoundCloud should have been. Like, I don't even think SoundCloud has its own kind of popular news or blog site, really, anyway, and that's actually relative to what's out now. But more often than not, if you type in produced by, or PROD dot by blank, you'll find a bunch of producers that will come up there, and they usually have a download icon on there. Like, again, it's good to label the beat as well, which producer actually produced it, because you might forget about it later and come back to it. And maybe put in their like website or their email address that they usually leave in their bio. If they don't bother downloading the beat, because you never know where it actually came from. That's the one gripe I have with SoundCloud, downloading beats from SoundCloud. You just never know, because it's very easy to whip up a free profile. You never know if it's actually the producer, or if it's someone that's actually curated the content. Because you know, with SoundCloud, you can repost stuff. So you might see a whole SoundCloud page with a load of beats, and you're downloading them, and you're taking the name from the profile, when it's actually the actual player that you should be taking the name from. So SoundCloud to me is not one of the best. Maybe if you can find some contact info for the producer on there, boom, you're probably golden. But it's probably not one of the best sites out there. AudioMack is probably one of my preferred sites. I love AudioMack. I think it's a really cool site. Yet again, it can be dodgy when people set up free profiles on this site, but I really like AudioMack. It's free, very fast loading. There's not a lot of producers on here as well, but it's very similar to SoundCloud, but you will find music producers on here. I think it's one of the best sites online anyway, but just type in, like similar to SoundCloud, type in PROD by, and then a bunch of producers' names will come up. Or if you put in common terms like type beat on AudioMack, or type beat, or Drake type beat, or old school beat, put in those kind of keywords that you're looking for, you will find really good producers on here, and I'm pretty sure you'll find some content. Like I said before, make sure that you copy the contact information. So if you do purchase, or if you do want to purchase a lease license from the music producer later on, you're going to have the contact details for that artist. Boom. Moving on. Now, GotInstrumentals.com is one of the biggest instrumental websites online. The one problem with here is that I think it's a bit of a sketchy website. I'm not really confident with it but it will have a lot of industry beats. That's a lot of the reasons why I direct people in here. I'm not even endorsing it or anything like that. I'm just letting people know that you will find industry beats up there. So if Drake has rapped over a certain beat, more often than not, you will find the actual instrumental on a site like this. Whether it's legal or not to use the instrumental, which more in the latter, it's probably not. You probably won't have any rights, but a lot of the time, up-and-coming artists still want to chance their arm and stick it up on YouTube. I don't think that's a good idea, but I understand why they want to do it. It's the internet's getting a little more lenient now. I'm not sure if you can class a remix, or if you rap over a song, that's more of a remix than a cover. But a lot of these kind of music distribution sites like DistroKid and all them have the ability to upload cover songs and stuff like that, and you can claim your own license even using the music on these original songs and stuff like that. Maybe it's probably a better idea to get someone to clone it, like get a music producer to clone it and then call it a cover. I'm not sure that you're going to get a good way with it, but it might be a better idea than using the actual real instrumental, which might flag your YouTube channel. And if you're asking me how do certain YouTube channels get away with it, I don't know. I know that if I put up anything that's not mine, or if I put up anything that's an acapella or anything like that on my YouTube channel, it's going to get flagged. But I do see up-and-coming hip-hop artists using instrumentals that they probably got from a site like GotInstrumentals.com, official instrumentals. Let's say like if Drake dropped a beat, but so you'll still find music producers up here as well. There's tons of music producers on here as well with like original beats. But just be careful where you will find it. A lot of remake beats might be found up here as well. So it might sound exactly like the popular Drake type beat that you've heard online, or the Drake song, the instrumental by the Drake song, but it might actually be a remake. And more often than not, they'll probably find it on sites like GotInstrumentals. Please proceed with caution when you download instrumentals from this site. I'm not endorsing it, but the site does have a lot of the stuff that people are looking for. So it's up to you if you use it or not, okay? And don't come and blame me. Similar goes for DatPiff.com. You might find instrumentals up here as well from industry artists, but I will say this, that DatPiff has become really strict on stuff like that now. A long time ago, they were a huge popular mixtape site, but not anymore. The origins of streaming sites now have kind of killed the mixtape site, and you will still find beat makers uploading beat tapes on here. That's the cool thing. You'll find a whole beat tape, so you can download whole beat tapes from music producers, which is actually pretty cool from you. So you can like just kind of go through a ton of beat tapes from music producers. Sometimes you gotta be careful because some DJs will do kind of tapes with different beat makers, and you might have like a really huge variety on DatPiff with different beat tapes that are done by DJs and stuff like that. And just make sure that you're finding where they actually are from. More often than not, most beat makers will have their instrumentals tagged with YouTube content ID, and if you upload the beat to YouTube, more often than not, you'll find out who the music producer is. And that's a word of caution for you as well, okay? What was I going to say as well? I would also approach with caution from DatPiff, because you never know if the person who uploaded the instrumentals is legit in the first place. I've had many issues in the past where people have uploaded my music, and it's only later on, since I've got YouTube content ID, that I kind of caught where they came from. So I just wanted to say as well as that, more often than not on DatPiff, if the music producer hasn't paid for the sponsored download on DatPiff, you will need to opt in. You need to create an account on DatPiff to download the beat tapes, okay? So that's just another thing as well. Now, downloading beats from beatbrokers.com. Now, Beatbrokers was a really big site a while back. I haven't really kind of messed with Beatbrokers on there, but there is still some good beat makers on there as well. They have their own chart system that you'll probably see on the homepage, which is broken down similar to SoundClick. They used to have a kind of a tie-in with SoundClick. I don't think that's there anymore. They also have a podcast as well, where they kind of showcase all the beats from their music producers online. You can subscribe to that podcast that usually kind of comes out every single day, where they have like certain beats that are released by music producers, which is pretty cool. And I think it's the only kind of beat site out there that's actually used a podcast to actually promote beats. Maybe it's a good idea for you to subscribe to that, maybe if you want like beats from beatbrokers.com. The one good thing I will notice that on beatbrokers.com is that there's a ton of music producers on here that use beats with hooks. So if you're looking for beats with hooks, more often than not, you're probably going to find it on beatbrokers.com. Same with like BeatStars and AirBit, but I just noticed a lot of the charts are dominated by beats with hooks on beatbrokers.com. It's very similar to what SoundClick is as well. They have different genres as well. And to download beats on there, you'll probably see various tiers on there as well. They have a QR code next to the beat, and it will probably give you the link to the free download as well. And now, the last one I want to say is downloading free beats from independent rap instrument websites like the Corporate Beats. Boom. Is to keep your wits about you. More often than not, it's probably a good idea to see if all music producers have their social profiles in order, just to kind of see if they have good branding and stuff like that, just so you were signing up to a legit site just to download. And it's always good to read their free beat policy, and always ask a music producer for their free beat policy. Just because they say you download 100 free beats, you never know if they've got producers or beats from anywhere. I suppose there's a certain risk element to everything, but it's no harm to ask. It's always just an email away. If they don't have a contact button on that website, don't deal with it. That's what I always say. So that's all I really want to say. But if you just Google online, download free beats, you're probably going to find 20 different sites on Google that offer free beats. And it's up to you to kind of invest in the beats that you created good songs with in the future as well. So, how do you download free beats from the Corporate Beats? Oh, there usually is an opt-in button at the very top of nearly every page where it's incentivized, where you can download some free beats. Plus, you probably get one of my cheat sheets as well as an exchange of a download. And you usually get the free basic MP3 beat license as well, which comes with certain privileges, but not major privileges. The idea of giving you a free beat is to get you to come back to my site and maybe invest in the corporate beats. Excuse me. Plus, you get the addition to our newsletters where we kind of send motivational tips, we send music marketing tips, we send cheat sheets and download lists and stuff like that. So there's an incentivized not just with beats to come download beats from the corporate beat. Also, you can download from the beat player as well, where you can see the green icon most of where the beat player is hosted, and you will get the beat that more likely you want. Now, most of these beats will have tags on them, except the ones that are on the drop down, but the ones on the player are more than likely ones with tags on them. So if you want those tags removed, you just have to purchase the beats. I don't have the tag very loud, and it's probably in sporadically in the song as well. One question that I get a number of times is, can you use free beats on YouTube? And I always say, well, that depends. It's the same as it depends on the music producer, really. Some music producers will give you basic lease rights. Some will. If you sign up to the corporate beats through our incentivized offer at the very top of the website, boom, you're going to get some untagged beats that have basic MP3 rights. Some beat makers will allow you to upload beats to certain sites and profit from them. Some won't. Majority of beats on YouTube that say free beat are auditional purposes only. Now, most rappers will say in the comments section on YouTube, I'm just going to rip this beat from an MP3 downloader, and there's nothing stopping them. But the thing is that most beat makers have tools now, content ID tools, and they have metadata embedded into the MP3, which helps them tag the beat wherever it's been used online. DistroKid has a thing as well called the distro lock, where if someone tries to download all my beats and upload them to DistroKid and just let them be sold for like 99 cents, they'll get flagged. Same with if they upload them to YouTube without my consent, they will get flagged. And so like times have changed, so you're not going to get away with. Some music producers don't know how to do this yet, but the majority of the top music producers on YouTube do know how to do it. So what I say is, even if you do download beats from YouTube just to see or just to practice your songs, I understand where you're coming from, and that's probably fine if it's just at your home and you're recording and you're just trying to make a song. But if you are trying to profit from them, if you are trying to play at shows, you're trying to upload them to streaming sites, you're trying to build a fan base, it's better off that you invest in a music producer. Ask them for a bulk deal on beats. 99% of the time, most producers are just happy that you're trying to invest in them. Boom. I think I touched on this question a while ago. Can you use famous rap beats for a mixtape? I mentioned GotInstrumentals and DatPiff a while ago, or YouTube as well probably has famous instrumentals on there, and I would suggest no, you cannot use those for a mixtape. I think you can probably try and get away with it, but you're just going to get hockeyed everywhere you go. You're going to put in way too much effort into promoting a mixtape that's going to get flagged on multiple sites. That's why the reason why I tell you not to do it is because you're going to put too much effort into promoting a mixtape that could get flagged anywhere. So if you upload it to YouTube, you upload it to DatPiff, you upload it to streaming sites, it's going to get flagged and you've wasted all this time. The way I can kind of advise you is that when I initially started beat making, I started making a lot of pop remixes. So I used to make remixes to a lot of pop songs. And two songs in particular nearly made me lose my YouTube channel. One was an acapella that I used for a Lady Gaga remix called Love Game. I remixed that song when I first started off, and it had a strike on my YouTube channel. Another time I made a beat using a sample from the Logical song, and that caused a strike to my channel as well. If I had one other strike to my channel at that time, I would have lost my YouTube channel. And it's too much of an asset to lose at this stage. It's got over 1 million plays on the channel. It's got over nearly 5,000 subscribers, which isn't much, but it's still mine. It still brings in a ton of traffic because it gets over thousands of plays per day, which is not huge for most people, but it's still nice traffic that comes organically to my website that helps people subscribe to my newsletter and help buy beats and stuff like that. So in the short answer, it's so much easier to make an original song than downloading a Drake's instrumental and rapping over it. It's so much easier to make an original song and less hassle. Maybe if they can kind of interpret it or use the same sample or something like that, maybe you can kind of get away with it, but I would suggest not. Now, tons of people are going to disagree with me and say that they're going to get away with it. That's their prerogative. I know from my experience with uploading sample beats and uploading remixes that I've got flagged in most sites. I don't even think you can upload a lot of the remixes on SoundCloud anymore, which the whole site was based on remixes when it started off. This is what I kind of just mentioned a second ago. A couple of years ago, it was easy for anyone to kind of download kind of popular beats. But with the rise of tools like Content ID, DistroKid has it, SoundCloud has it, Spotify has it, Amazon has it, YouTube has it. They're all going to flag your music. So it's simple as that. Final words on downloading free beats online. To sum up the article and this video, make sure that you reach out to the music producer in the process before you blow up. I would suggest that you check the music producer is on point with branding. Have they a website? Have they got like a free beat policy? Have they got leases from their own site? Are they using like beats from another site and stuff like that? You got to be careful. More often than not, if they've got good branding, they're probably not ripping another producer off, but I can't be sure. Sites like SoundClick, AirBit, and BeatStars are pretty legit sites, and you're probably going to do well using the chart system. Not every music producer gives profitable use in their free beat policy. So just because it says free beat on YouTube does not mean it's free. More often than not, it's auditional purposes. More often than not, you're probably going to have to subscribe using incentivized offers using an email, or you're going to have to subscribe to one of their channels or something like that, like a YouTube channel or a social profile. And always just reach out to the music producer. That's the best advice that I can give you. It doesn't matter if they're on BeatStars or if they're on AirBit or SoundClick or whatever. Reach out to them, because more often than not, they will just be happy if you spend a little bit of money on them. Most of them do crazy bulk deals as well. Like for like $50, you're probably going to get a decent amount of beats. And that's the best advice I can give you. If you have questions, or if I did not answer any question in this video, or if you're listening to audio, please go to the Corporate Beats or the video on YouTube and leave a comment in the video section. More often than not, I probably will have some sort of an answer for you. and I will do the best that I can to answer it. This is Dan with the Corporate Thief Beats. Don't forget to check out our free beats at thecorporatethiefbeats.com. Shameless plug, but I'm glad I could do this for you guys, and hope you enjoyed the content. Take care.